an early brief love and stuff, I am only going to be here briefly because there's not enough, there isn't a lot of new news to report. Great folks like Valencia Etner, who is a staple in our community, Valerie Colbert-Osunwedi, Durrani K. Smith, who has also been through our community, who is a roving reporter, is just giving projected wins. Looks like Vice President Biden, former Vice President Biden, has about 209 electoral votes, and Mr. Trump has 119, 122, something around there. Florida, Georgia, a couple of other battleground states have not been called. It appears Arizona has been called, at least by one source. And a lot of the West Coast, we're still praying for Michigan because it was at 36%. Hang in there, Michigan. I believe, though, I know that there are a lot of folks in Michigan that might be on the other side. There's still the opportunity to go blue. Some are projecting Ohio as a win for Mr. Trump. I'm still holding out for that. Certainly Wisconsin, I'm holding out for. Pennsylvania, I'm holding out for. North Carolina, I'm holding out for. And it had been previously said by by Vice President Biden that if he wins Georgia, he'll win everything. Well, there's more than one path, I think, but we hope that Georgia, though there was water damage, not water damage to the ballots, but a pipe that burst, we're still hoping for. Thank you, Brenda Bracewell. We're praying for Michigan. We want Michigan. I was telling Valencia Adner, I want Michigan, Wisconsin. I want North Carolina. I want Georgia. I want Texas. We got California. I believe we have Arizona. I want Pennsylvania, if I didn't say that already. 7 places that I really think that are important to have. And if we have those 7 places, we have more than 270. 270, of course, is the number. But we need all of those places, and we can do it without Florida, even though I think that there could be some surprises there. Those would be large surprises because Florida normally does what it does, as I think Latoya Henry posted earlier. But if we get Georgia and Pennsylvania, come on, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina and Wisconsin and Michigan and Texas, I feel really good if someone wakes me up in the morning to tell me that Joe Biden has enough votes for the 270. I expect that there will be more votes to be counted in places, absentee ballots. I want it so decisive that no need for a Supreme Court intervention. Brenda, I need to have you back on tomorrow to talk about it. I hope tomorrow that we will be talking about Joe Biden and whatever challenges, but I'd like to have some time with you. You know, you're one of my favorite minds. With you and Valerie Colbert-Osunwedi and some others to talk about some of these things. You're going to make me want to go to law school now because the Constitution, some of it is fascinating to me and some of it seems like it might have been devious, but I don't have enough time to do the analysis on that or enough brain bandwidth. I'm not sure, but I want to talk to you about that because, geez Louise, this has been, my nerves are shot. And so that's why I said I'm going to go and lay down. I'm going to lay the brown body down and you all wake me up. Anybody that loves me and knows me, you are welcome to call me if you have my number and keep ringing it until I answer if they say Joe Biden is the declared winner at some point in the morning, early morning, 3 in the morning, 4, it doesn't matter. After that point, I'll just wake up with the rest of the people and just shout hallelujah. That's my hope. These are some tense battles, and I'm hoping that, you know, we are blue. And yeah, I just came on for that purpose. It's 11:57. I said I would come back on when we have more results. We have more results, but not definitive, right? And so just like people are saying, Michigan, what are you all doing in Michigan? We voted. But we're not the only people in Michigan. I need everybody to understand that. And I did my own way of canvassing with my platform and with my circles of influence and my 7s of 7 of 7. The 7, if you tell 7, then till 7, till 7, till you get to 49. I did that and had people do that same thing. But I know that we're not the only people in Michigan. But at that point where they said it was whatever percentage they attributed to Trump, it was 37% of the voting. So you can't go with just that. And so I'm hoping, because the turnout has been decent, I think, in Michigan, by my own estimations, I hadn't heard anything, that I hope that it will be blue. I hope the same for Wisconsin. I don't trust that Ohio will, but hey, I won't give up on it until it is. I'm concerned about North Carolina, but I won't give up. I'm counting on Pennsylvania. I really am. I'm hopeful for Georgia. I really am. And I'm hopeful for, Arizona, I think, flipped. So I'm hopeful that Texas is going to follow suit. I know that this campaign has lagged some with Latino men and Black men. And that's something that we have to work on in the coming days. Should Mr. Biden get in office, there are certainly, and I'm serious about talking with thought leaders. I call her a thought leader, Brenda Bracewell and other people, about helping us to craft what we say we want. I don't want to leave it up to just an Ice Cube. No diss to Ice Cube, but Ice Cube was popularized about music during the time when I had family in the police law enforcement. So it was difficult to hear some of that messaging. And so no diss to him, but I want a plan that's really thought out. And I want a plan that's thought out with the backdrop of the Constitution and other documents that I know that people like Brenda Bracewell will reference and be able to point to. So I want a really good plan. And I know she's retired. She's like, what? But I want to have something that we can say, here's what we believe is a Black agenda. And maybe we proffer it to other Black organizations so that we won't be so factioned, that we can come together, but whatever that plan will be. But I think it's important. I think it's important as I'm preparing to go to bed, because I'm tired. I'm worn out. My nerves are shot. I think it's important that we start to have some accountability for ourselves of what we say we are and want for this beloved community, and be able to articulate those points, those objectives, those goals, so that whomever is in leadership, and again, I hope it is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, but whomever is in leadership begins to become accountable, because they hear what we say. We have a real plan for what we say will provide us what we say we need to have equal and equitable access to the American dream, whatever that is. It's been a night, and it will be a long night, and maybe a long few days, depending on the counts that they have to do. And I haven't even been able to keep up with the legislation and appeals, and what ballots can be counted after tomorrow, and which ones are 14 days or 13 days or 0 day. I really cannot articulate. I can't articulate all of that. I just know that we might be in for a few days, but if we can say the projected winner is Joe Biden, he has 291. My number is 311. Don't ask me where I got the number from, and don't play it in the lottery. And if you're doing the hits, remember thou me. But 311 is my number that I want him to have. But 270 is what he needs. 209 is what he has. Let's make it happen. I'm hopeful for this republic, and I'm hopeful that this level of engagement will continue to make it one that we can restore pride to and integrity to, and hopefully add to unity, something that we've never achieved, at least not in my lifetime, and what my forefathers and ancestors and those that have come before me told in tale and folklore and story, handed down through story tradition, never existed. So if we can move to a unity, a beloved community, let's do that, and let's forge a plan that we might do that. I promise that I'm going to bed, and I've asked a couple of people to keep me posted. Durrani K, keep us posted. He is on the money, just listing out those projections. So you might follow Durrani K Smith Douglas Doggett also following along. They're going to probably be up all night. I'm going to bed. And if we should find that there is some great news, wake me up. And if it isn't great news, pray before you wake me up. Yes, Valerie, I so agree. And thank you for coming on here. And I agree. And that's why I'm saying whomever. But, my whomever today, of course, is Biden Harris, right? I do believe that we should craft a plan. I do believe that even though I think there were some underlying forces with the Ice Cube situation, I don't want to cast aspersions on him, but I believe if we have thought leaders like yourself and Brenda and other people, really just a think tank of people to say, okay, what do you really want? And how do we craft it? And how do we, articulate it? And how do we share it with organizations that are of color? And how do we ask them to unite and find a common theme and goals and objectives and hand it over to this administration to say, now we've helped you get here. Our vote will never be one that you can count on except you do these things. And take some of these trillions of dollars that circulate in the African community. Well, not circulate, only a dollar of it, less than a dollar circulates in the community. But all of the money that comes into our hands, put together that money and say, this is what we put behind candidates. We have economic power as well. Biden projected winner of Virginia. I'm happy. Keep it coming. But I'm going to go to bed because my nerves are shot, and every up and down, I'm like, oh Lord. And I can't take it. Not just because I want to win, I want to change. And I'm not looking for Biden or Kamala Harris, Senator Harris, former Vice President Biden to be God. They're not God. I get that. And I get that God is still in control. But I'd like to believe that the power that we do have, that collectively we have wielded it to speak a referendum on this horrendous moral ineptitude that we have experienced over these 4 years. Thanks, Val, for watching. Call me, even if it's 4 in the morning and you up. Now, if it's not good news, just pray before you call me because I'm going to need your prayers. But if it's good news, call me and wake me up anytime and say, hey, we got a new president. And that's what I'm looking to hear. And then let's get about the business that Valerie is saying. We got a lot of work to do. We're divided. We are angry. We are isolated. We are racist. We are misogynist. We are xenophobic. We are so many things. And we need healing. And that will be needed regardless to who occupies the White House. Of course, it's fences erected, so I'm not sure who will occupy it, but whomever occupies it, we're going to need prayers of healing, and then we need to roll up our sleeves, but we need to come together and show the collective power and genius of people of color, particularly African Americans, and show up and show out like we have done, I think, today in some areas at the poll. They're saying the 76% of the early voting is equal to the entire voting of the 2016 election, is what I think I read somewhere. So we showed up, even if it was you mailing in your votes or early voting. So God bless America for that. But there's plenty of work to do. And I'm hoping that work is in a blue context. Again, here in Michigan, normally when we say go blue, we mean go University of Michigan. But in this context, go blue, we mean go blue the entire country, as blue as you can. And when you go blue, we will be able to color it great and make America a great place to live, work, flourish, and play. I'm Marcus Holmes. I am signing off for the night. Call me, those of you that can reach me, and awaken me to tell me that we have new leadership. Elsewise, pray first and call me in the morning. And I look forward to hearing from great minds tomorrow morning or the next couple of days, because who's to say when we will have definitive results. But this is an election of our lifetime and unlike any election that we've ever seen. But now I think you understand how important it is. And I'm so glad that you may tune in and share this information with others. Have a great night. Thank you for watching.